Well, October is a busy month for fall activities and events around the state. It's also a great time of year to enjoy some time outdoors.
You may want to look to the evening skies because it's also Bat Appreciation Month. Joining us now with more on that is Aaron Hirschberger with the Nebraska Game and Parks Commission. Bat Appreciation Month. Okay.
Yeah, and we got to be clear here, right? Because we've got, you know, the World Series isn't too far away. We're not talking Louisville Slugger bats. We're talking about the winged mammals that fly around here in the evening hours in Nebraska. And that's right. It's a month to kind of celebrate bats and all that they do here in the state of Nebraska and beyond our borders, to be quite honest with you. And it's kind of cool because we got Halloween coming up, and you do kind of think of bats and Halloween going hand in hand. Now here in Nebraska, all of our bats are insect eaters, insectivores, and so they do a great service controlling a lot of the bugs and things that we see either as pests or that just kind of, you know, we don't want to deal with, sometimes with our crops, sometimes with mosquitoes and things like that. But here in the state of Nebraska, they find a lot of time, you know, they're spending in woods, they're spending in caves, they're spending in any place that they can kind of get out of the daylight and has some, you know, the right temperatures and all that type of stuff. We do have a few natural caves and a few man-made caves around the capital city that they hang out on as well. But they love old buildings, they love finding spots where they can just kind of get away, and in the summer sometimes their backyards are some of the best places to take a peek at them. Now this is a species and a group of critters that we really are trying to learn more with. We've got projects going on with universities to study bats and the species that we have. We've got 13 known species here in the state of Nebraska, including the large brown bat, the big brown, the eastern red bat, as well as the hoary bat, which are some of our most common types of bats, but we're trying to learn a little bit more about some of those little less common ones, like the long-eared bat, for example. So we've got mist net studies going on where they catch them, they place these invisible nets to us over places where they fly, like creeks and streams. They also do some echolocation because they use the ultrasound to find their food. We'll put out some listening posts for those as well to try to pick up on bats that are kind of vocalizing that way as well, just to learn a little bit more about the species and a little bit about where they can be found here in the state of Nebraska. But folks, right now is a great time to kind of get out there and look. Your backyard, especially if you've got trees, is a good place as they get some more evening meals of insects this time of the year, and night comes pretty early. But also some of our wooded state parks, Indian Cave State Park, Wildcat Hills. We got areas up on the Niobrara River as well that are great spots for viewing bats. They're going to start hibernating as it gets colder, and they're going to find some caves and rocky locations to spend the winter months.
Okay.
Well, I grew up on an old farmhouse, and so we would sometimes have bats come down into our house.
And that's a little close.
It was a little close for me.
I grew up in a house, 100-year-old house when I was there.
Yeah.
And it had bats living in the attic and things like that. Rarely did they make it inside, but we didn't have to worry about mosquitoes.
Yeah, that's nice.
Living outside either, but getting a little close when they're indoors. Usually if you open some windows and let them find their way out, they're going to do it. They don't want much to do with us other than sometimes we track bugs, and they might be seen at our backyard barbecues this fall.
It's an interesting creature, really.
Yes, they are.
They really are one of our only mammals that fly.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.